Afternoon and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday afternoon. Do you have a pet at home?
Oh, yes.
Yes. I'm sorry.
You caught me off guard with that. I was going to talk about the wind. Yes, Carrie Donahue, Dr. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care will be here later this hour, and we'll be taking your phone calls, and Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
How about those winds?
Yeah. It was windy today,
really
and
was.
Cold, too.
Yeah, it wasn't a great day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great weekend coming up. We'll get to the weather in just a bit, but first, a cruise ship supposed to arrive in San Francisco last night is staying offshore because of the coronavirus concerns.
A Rock County teen is sentenced in Rock County Court for sexually assaulting a student at Craig High School.
And Senator Elizabeth Warren is dropping out of the presidential race, but the question remains, who will she endorse?
Let's take a look outside today. It's blustery on this Thursday and a little chilly.
But look at that.
Well, spring is trying to spring.
Slowly but surely. Showers ending, then nice Friday. Chris Reese is out in the backyard with rocks in his pocket, I hope. He'll blow away otherwise.
Yeah, it has been certainly windy. Thankfully, I'm a little bit sheltered out here on the patio, at least at the moment the winds are calm. But we had a warm front come through earlier this morning, bring some showers. Now a cold front is on the way, so those clouds come back in. And now we're going to be watching that chance for some rain and snow showers joining the picture. You can see a lot of that already showing up just towards the north and west. This is all part of the area of low pressure that starts to swing through. We'll start to see a northwesterly wind as well. The clouds have already increased out ahead of that. So here's a live look from our station camera right now. And you do see those colder temperatures already showing up across western parts of Wisconsin. In fact, we're at 40 in Madison right now with temperatures dropping. 30s as you work your way towards the west, upper 40s closer to 50 across the south and east. But we all fall into the 30s tonight as long as we keep the strong northerly wind around. Now here's traffic for you. This is the Beltline at Park Street right now. The volume is not all that high and things are moving along smoothly. No issues, a lot of green showing up. We are starting to see those first signs of slowdowns just east of John Nolan over towards West Broadway towards Monona. We're also starting to see first signs of slowdowns in and around campus and right around Regent Street. Of course, we'll keep you up to date on the forecast along with the traffic as we go throughout Live at 4, guys.
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. First at 4, the number of coronavirus infections in the U.S. now tops 176 in at least 19 states.
The biggest clusters so far remain on the West Coast. Washington state's infections are multiplying. Federal authorities are investigating the nursing home outside Seattle that became ground zero in Washington's coronavirus outbreak. Vice President Mike Pence is visiting the state, where Governor Jay Inslee encouraged citizens to avoid crowds.
Our cases now stand at 70 cases. That's up from 39 cases yesterday.
The situation in Kirkland is very concerning, and that's why we have investigators on the ground to determine what happened there.
In California, the Coast Guard is flying testing kits to the Grand Princess, floating off San Francisco. The cruise ship says fewer than 100 passengers have been identified for testing. An elderly man from an earlier leg of the cruise was the state's first fatality.
President Trump could sign an emergency funding bill to fight coronavirus as soon as tomorrow. The Senate voted overwhelmingly to approve $8.3 billion in funding to help fight and contain the coronavirus. The bill includes more than $2 billion to help federal, state, and local governments prepare and respond to the crisis, and it includes $3 billion to develop vaccines and tests. The Trump administration dispatched health officials to the Hill today for a briefing with lawmakers.
By the end of the week, we believe we'll have shipped enough for 75,000 people to be tested.
We had concerns, and they're going to get back to us on some of the answers. The concerns regarded not only the number of the test, but the integrity of the test.
Vice President Mike Pence, who is heading up the administration's response to the outbreak, visited 3M, a company which makes face masks and hand sanitizer. Pence announced Wednesday that the costs of coronavirus tests will be covered by all private insurance, as well as Medicare and Medicaid. A Janesville teenager will serve time in jail after being found guilty of sexual assault.
18-year-old Zachary Russell was sentenced in Rock County Court within the last hour. Our Keely Arthur has a breakdown of the case. Keely.
Mark and Susan, Zachary Russell was 16 at the time of these incidents, and authorities say he forced sexual acts on 2 teen girls, including one incident which happened inside his high school's library. Russell, who you see here now in Rock County Court, was working part-time at the Janesville Craig High School library here, where he was also a student. The second and third times happened at both the girls' homes. In all incidents, the girls said they rebuffed Russell's advances, but he persisted. In one, he took the girl's pants off and forced himself on her, despite the defendant telling him to stop. In another similar but separate incident, he took the girl's clothes off and she began crying and screaming, eventually causing Russell to leave. And in another situation, Russell told one of the survivors, quote, "No, you'll like it," when she asked him to stop. Now, Russell was sentenced to 4 years of probation and a year of time in the Rock County Jail with work release. The judge in this case essentially said prison would be too tough of an environment for the 18-year-old, and we will hear more from that judge and their reasoning coming up on News 3 at 5.
We will see you then. Thank you, Keely.
Elizabeth Warren is the latest candidate to drop out of the race for the Democratic nomination after the Super Tuesday primaries. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
Surrounded by supporters and her husband, Senator Elizabeth Warren announced she's suspending her campaign for president.
There are 2 lanes, a progressive lane that Bernie Sanders is the incumbent for, and a moderate lane that Joe Biden is the incumbent for. And there's no room for anyone else in this. I thought that wasn't right, but evidently I was wrong.
Warren called her fight to be the president the honor of a lifetime. But her departure leaves the race as a 2-man battle between former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders.
If you say, yeah, there was sexism in this race, everyone says whiner. And if you say, no, there was no sexism, about a bazillion women think, what planet do you live on?
Former presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris praised Warren's campaign and echoed her thoughts on sexism.
And this election cycle in particular has also presented very legitimate questions about the challenges of women running for president of the United States.
Both Biden and Sanders have talked with Warren as they seek her endorsement, but she says she needs time to think it over.
Biden and Sanders both praised Warren. Biden tweeted, "She is the fiercest of fighters for middle-class families. We needed her voice in this race, and we need her continued work in the Senate." Sanders tweeted that without her, the progressive movement would not be nearly as strong as it is today. "I know she'll stay in this fight, and we are grateful that she will."
I guarantee I will stay in the fight for the hardworking folks across this country who've gotten the short end of the stick.
Sanders and Biden continue the race for delegates with 6 states voting next Tuesday. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard is the only other Democrat still in the race, but with only 1 delegate, she has no realistic chance of winning the nomination. Well, Russia's interference in our elections is continuing in 2020.
That is evidenced in a report published today by a professor at UW-Madison showing Kremlin-linked groups are in our Facebook feeds right now. Amy Reed sat down with the professor and joins us now. This is scary.
Right. Not only is there evidence that Kremlin-linked groups are still on Facebook, this researcher has found their campaign has only gotten more brazen. Youngmi Kim is a professor and researcher at the UW. In 2016, she used ad metadata to figure out there were Kremlin-linked groups placing ads seeking to divide Americans on issues we already have trouble agreeing on. This year, she's found anecdotal evidence they're doing it again, this time blending in by mimicking political groups here in the States. She said the solution to fix this doesn't just rest on voters.
Public education and media literacy is very important. However, that alone is not going to solve this problem. So there must be some multi-level solutions.
Tonight at 6, we'll take a look at some examples of these ads and show you why they can be difficult for us to differentiate without an expert eye. Like we said, we're already seeing some of this influence for 2020. As we get closer to the election, Kim anticipates the efforts will try to suppress voters and keep them home on Election Day.
All right, Amy, thank you.
The search for survivors is still not complete in Tennessee after tornadoes left at least 24 people dead. In hard-hit Putnam County, 3 people are still unaccounted for. The tornado there was on the ground for more than 50 miles. That's one of the longest paths of destruction in the region's history. When you speak to survivors like Eric Grooms, who has nothing but the foundation of his home left and the carpet that he and his family sat on while the closet walls flew away, well, this is what they say.
God just put his hand down and said, nope, you're not taking these today. I mean, literally, you take the floor and the house and leave the people. No. Nobody can do that but God. Nobody.
Everyone in Groom's family survived. That's the good news.
Still to come tonight at 4, we're getting behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs.
We'll find out what he thinks about the 2020 Chevy Silverado TRAILBOSS full-size pickup truck. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformist after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Not just better, it's the best Outback ever. The new 2020 Subaru Outbacks are at Don Miller. You'll get the Outback Advantage with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and Eyesight driver assist technology. Now with the Subaru A Lot to Love event, lease the Outback Premium, $249 per month, 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, $1949 due at signing, or choose 0.9% financing. The Outback at Don Miller Subaru, west on Odana or east side, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller. After 30 years, Wisconsin Craft Market is closing its doors forever. Get unbelievable craft deals now. Shop our going out of business sale. Hurry in for the best selection at Wisconsin Craft Market.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure, and trust your heart to Entresto.
Spend more time on your health, not your drive to the gym. Anytime Fitness has 40 area locations, so they're close to home and work. Get more strength training, more cardio, and more coaching at Anytime Fitness. Now, get a 2-week membership at Anytime Fitness for just $2.
I suffered with knee pain for almost 4 to 5 years. I wanted to have the conformist after looking at all the different options. I think having the surgery with the ortho team is the only way to go. They all look out for you as a patient.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Welcome back. Dunkin' is giving away a free donut with the purchase of any drink every Friday this month. But here's the catch. You have to be a DD Perks member. You can enroll on the Dunkin' app or ddperks.com. The deal is available at participating restaurants in the U.S. Dunkin' is also running a contest in which 4 people can win free donuts for a year. Wells Fargo is raising the minimum wage for 20,000 of its employees.
The new wage for bank locations will go up to $15 to $20 per hour by the end of 2020. The bank also announced 2 new bank accounts, a checkless account with no overdraft fees, as well as one that includes checks and limits overdraft fees to 1 a month. Those will be available by early 2021. Well, coronavirus has a lot of people thinking twice about travel.
If you're taking taking a trip in the future or booking one soon, you may have some options. The CDC is recommending Americans avoid non-essential trips to China, South Korea, Iran, and Italy. There are no advisories about travel to the rest of the world, but people do have some options if they don't feel comfortable flying. Several airlines are waiving change fees for all flights and some cancellation fees, but there are stipulations.
What is the fear of this virus going to do to ticket prices?
You know, so for deal hunters, this is a prime time.
Experts say fewer people travel. There will be deals on flights and hotels, but if you're booking a trip, you may want to consider travel insurance. Airlines are also awarding more upgrades, so if you do decide to fly, maybe it can be in first class. And the coronavirus continues to keep Wall Street on edge. The Dow Industrials lost 969 points, wiping out almost all of yesterday's gains. The Nasdaq fell 279. The S&P 500 dropped 106.
Well, they are as American as mom, apple pie, and the flag. Full-sized pickup trucks. In recent years, they've gone from hauling work stuff like dirt and lumber to hauling families around town.
Take the Chevrolet Silverado, now in its fourth generation. The truck was all new last year, and 2020 saw some more improvements. Available in a mind-numbing number of configurations. Our test vehicle was the Silverado Crew LT TRAILBOSS 4-wheel drive in red hot red. Let's check it out as we go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs. This is a truck.
It is a big truck. This is the full-size 2020 Chevrolet Silverado in the TRAILBOSS off-road package.
With the emphasis on full size.
By full size, I mean full size.
There's a lot of room in here.
Yeah, you could put half of an army in this thing.
And emphasis on off-road. This thing was born to off-road, built on a fully boxed steel frame.
And then they add all these off-road suspension bits, the bigger wheels and tires. You'll notice you don't even have running boards on this. That's because on a true off-road truck, you don't want those. Those are the first thing to get ripped off when you hit a rock.
Which presents some challenges when you're 5'8".
Mark, here you go.
I'm not sure I can get in here.
There you go.
Oh, this would last a half a day in my house. Once inside, and good luck getting out, it's not a bad ride.
It rides fine. You hear a little bit of the tire noise, but that's because it has these giant off-road tires on it. And this is a 5.3-liter V8 with what they call dynamic fuel management. And what that does is it shuts off different cylinders depending on how you're using this. It isn't the traditional, cylinder deactivation where it just shuts off 2 or 4. This one shuts down anywhere from 1 to 6 cylinders on this.
Really?
To give you the right balance of performance and efficiency.
What kind of mileage are you talking about?
Still not great.
Need to deactivate some more cylinders.
Exactly.
For the record, the EPA rates this truck and engine at 16 miles in the city, 21 on the highway, 18 overall. Harvey was getting around 16 and a half. The interior is, well, this is a work truck.
You've got everything you want here, CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff. But, the materials that they use tend to be very utilitarian.
And Chevy says that's intentional.
They designed this to be operated with gloves on. So come in, the truck's cold, you turn it on, you can still operate these dials and knobs and even the touchscreen with your gloves on.
That's a good reminder. Some people will actually use this truck as a truck.
You've got an automatic damping on the tailgate, which is really nice, so it doesn't just slam down. You've got a nice wide bed here. One of the things that Chevrolet did, which is different from the others, is they have this huge cutback right here. So there's actually more cubic feet of storage space in the bed, so if you're filling it with dirt or whatever, you can put more in than in some of the other trucks.
Speaking of other trucks, the Silverado has fallen to 3rd in sales numbers behind the Ford F-150 and the Ram. And in some circles, them's are fighting words. And there's a lot of brand loyalty with these trucks. There's Chevy guys.
There are Chevy guys, there are Ford guys, and there are Ram guys, and they will fight you over their brands. I've seen it at Daytona, the Chevy versus Ford guys going knockdown, drag out.
Physically fighting.
Physically fighting over which truck was better, but I think there might have been some Budweiser involved in that.
There's often Budweiser involved. Harvey is here now. Brand loyalty, that's for sure.
Yeah, there really is. But it's been interesting to see Ram come on and take second place away from Chevy over the last year.
It's more car-like.
Yeah, their truck really does have very much a car-like interior. The interior appointments, the leather may be a little softer. They have that giant touchscreen in there that, you know, people are attracted to. But this Chevy, I mean, it's a really nice driving truck. As a work truck, it does everything you want it to do. And you know, it's better than they've ever been.
It's just getting into it and out of it. That's the issue.
The non-off-roads would have a running board.
It would have a running board, and it would be at least 2 inches lower. So a lot easier to get in.
A lot of different configurations with this thing.
Yeah, you can get everything from a turbo 4-cylinder engine all the way up to a 6.2-liter V8, and they have a 3-liter diesel in this, and then everything from a basic work truck to full luxury configuration.
Something for everybody.
That's right.
Unless you're 5'8". RidesandDrives.com for more on this. Harvey, good to see you again. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Harvey. Good to see you.
And there's more to come at 4. A cloudy day is going to make way to a sunny weekend.
Chris will have the full forecast when Live at 4 continues.
To be honest, a little dust, it never bothered me until I found out what it actually was. Dust mite droppings? Ew. Dead skin cells? Gross. So now I grab my Swiffer sweeper and heavy-duty dusters. Duster extends to 3 feet to get all that gross stuff. Gotcha. And for that nasty dust on my floors, my sweeper's on it. The textured cloths grab and hold dirt and hair no matter where dust bunnies hide. No more heebie-jeebies. Glad I stopped cleaning and started Swiffering.
He's been around the world, but he desires more. He's seen it all. It's always what you think's tough. Right there all the time.
With over 40 fully integrated applications, you won't be able to contain your excitement either. From just $1 a day per employee, run your entire business with Zoho One, the operating system for business.
It's the SUV for all you love, the 2020 Subaru Forester at Don Miller. Get the Forester Advantage with Subaru Eyesight driver assist technology and blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alert. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event, lease the Forester Premium $269 per month plus tax. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year, $1969 due at signing. No security deposit. The Forester all-wheel drive plus MPG. Don Miller Subaru, West on Odana or Eastside, High Crossing Boulevard, Madison.
Don Miller.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can plunge you into deep, depressive lows. Take you to uncontrollable highs. Or make you feel both at once. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1 symptoms? Ask about Vraylar. Some medications only treat the lows or the highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1. Full spectrum relief of all symptoms with just 1 pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction. Or uncontrollable muscle movements may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Movement dysfunction, restlessness, sleepiness, stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place, Apple Wellness. You've heard me say that CBD is great for people who suffer with stress. Because everybody is different, at The Healthy Place we have dozens of solutions for the tension you're feeling. One of the products we recommend for stress is Adrenal Boost, a blend of adaptogenic herbs that boost your energy and lessen your stress. Our wellness consultants are trained to help you get to the root of your struggle. If you're tired of feeling stressed or just plain tired, we can help. Stop by one of our 4 Madison locations or online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Well, take a look at this. Travis Ruskus is a professional rock balancer and artist. He's been practicing active meditation by creating sculptures from pebbles at Land's End, San Francisco. The balancer and author says, excuse me, people balance rocks for fun, to challenge themselves, and as a way of being mindful, connecting to nature, and focusing on the present moment.
Oh, those are beautiful.
They're temporary.
Yeah, sometimes I see them when I'm on hiking trails, but not
like that.
Not like that.
He's got a book out to tell you how to do it.
Oh, that's really neat.
I need the book because I was just thinking, there's no way I could do that. I really wanted to know, but that's impressive.
Yeah, it is pretty impressive. The weather, not so impressive.
Well, the weather is a little bit of everything, but I'll tell you what, the weekend will be impressive. I think for a lot of folks, we're talking temperatures that'll be into the 60s, maybe some sunshine as well. The full forecast is coming up next.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Hyman.
The Wisconsin State Legislature is too much of a hyper-partisan, dysfunctional mess for us to praise too highly. But despite itself, it can still manage to get things done. In the last week, Governor Tony Evers signed well over 60 bills that had enough bipartisan support to reach his desk. And some of them are really important. New laws expanding access to substance use disorder treatment and recovery services will save lives. Additional bills concerning money laundering and thefts of letters or packages from residences will improve safety. There are new resources for veterans and support for broadband services. And we were very pleased the governor signed the bipartisan police body camera bill into law. In a political environment that seems to invite cynicism, we need to celebrate when our elected officials actually do the work they were elected to do. And obviously, they could do it more often if they wanted to.
Auto show concept cars are great, especially when affordability is part of the concept. Announcing Auto Show savings time at your local Ford dealer. Now get great deals on Explorer, Escape, Fusion, F-150, and more. Every Ford is proudly built with tomorrow's technology today, all with huge savings. Now that's a great concept. It's the final days of Auto Show savings time. Hurry to get Escape with FlexBuy and 0 for 66 financing plus $2,000 cash when you finance through Ford Credit.
The ups and downs of frequent mood swings can plummet you to extreme lows, lift you to intense highs, or make you feel both at once. Overwhelmed by bipolar 1 symptoms? Ask about Vraylar. Some medications only treat the lows or the highs. Vraylar effectively treats depression, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1. Full spectrum relief of all symptoms with just one pill once a day. Elderly patients with dementia-related psychosis have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements may be permanent. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Metabolic changes may occur. Movement dysfunction, restlessness, sleepiness, stomach issues are common side effects. When bipolar 1 overwhelms, Vraylar helps smooth the ups and downs.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We have a cold front dropping temperatures across the state as we speak. One of the things you'll notice is that temperatures are quite a bit colder as you work your way just towards the north and west. We're at 40 in Madison, 39 in Lone Rock, Viroqua coming in at 33. But I want to show you right where this front actually is. Check out Milwaukee at 46 right now. You jump over to Waukesha, it's 39. Right in here along Lake Michigan is where we find the placement of that cold front, but what it's bringing with it is a little bit of rain and snow shower activity. Now we're cloudy right now. Winds are coming out of the west at 6 miles per hour, but here's high resolution Doppler. Notice what you see developing across the driftless region over towards the Mississippi River. Viroqua getting in on some snow right now. That goes up towards La Crosse, back across parts of northeastern Iowa. Well, folks, with winds coming out of the north and west, all of that has to kind of pivot through southern Wisconsin as we go through today. In fact, here's a bigger picture showing you how this developed over the past couple of hours towards the north and west, and how all of that is now moving towards the east and southeast. This is all a part of this area of low pressure that actually brought the showers earlier this morning. Folks, that was a warm front. Now it's the cold front coming in, and we're going to get a breezy northwest flow on the back side of that. So while things are relatively calm in the wind right now, they're going to be picking up again as we move through the overnight hours. So things will be certainly breezy across the upper Midwest. Here we are at 6 o'clock. That's where some of those flurries and light snow showers could be moving through the area. It'll likely be mixed with some rain, but temperatures are cold enough, about 5,000 feet above our heads, that a lot of this could come down in the form of sleet and some snowflakes as well. We'll keep the snow shower chance around all the way until about midnight. Once we get towards midnight, the north to northwesterly wind truly takes over. That helps dry the air out, so a lot of the clouds begin to filter out as well. Temperatures, they begin to drop at that point. So here we are around daybreak tomorrow. Check out the temperature around 26 degrees. And we keep that northerly wind around tomorrow too. So that will keep temperatures a bit colder. We'll only top out around 38. But something happens tomorrow night into Saturday morning. While yes, we'll be chilly with those lows in the low 20s, winds start to change out of the south. That is all a part of a warming pattern that's on the way as we move into the weekend. So now for the third weekend in a row, our setup is one that's going to feature winds turning out of the south and a lot of warm air really pumping itself into the upper Midwest, especially by the time we get you into Sunday. That's the pick day of the forecast. That's where temperatures will likely make it into the 60s. The average high right now is 38 degrees. So tomorrow will actually be what the weather should be for this time of the year. But notice how all of these temperatures are well above where they typically would be for this time of the year. From there, we pay attention to early next week. That's when we could see little chances for some showers coming through. One on Monday, another one Wednesday, followed up with another potential rainmaker as we move into Thursday. But again, that is all still a week away. So for now, we turn all our attention to the beautiful weekend that we do have in store. Don't forget, by the way, to spring forward Saturday night into Sunday. We're also going to be springing up almost 10 degrees when it comes to that temperature from Saturday into Sunday. 40s return by the time we get you towards the middle of next week. Then we're back in the 50s. I'll be honest, I'm really excited about next Sunday just because we threw the lightning and thunder into that forecast, and this weather geek has missed that that kind of weather around here. So
overall, looking pretty good.
It's not a bad forecast. It's very spring-like, oddly enough.
All right, thank you, Chris.
Thanks,
Almost spring.
Yeah. Well, it's also almost the weekend in the 608.
Christina Laurie and Madison Magazine have a few ideas of things to do.
Hi, Mark and Susan. It's going to be a great weekend to be a kid in Madison. The charismatic children's entertainer and educator Blippi is in town bringing his inventive teaching approach to the Orpheum tonight. Blippi puts on an energetic show filled with singing and dancing. His signature blue and orange beanie has become a symbol for curiosity and adventure and is a hit among grade school children. Doors open at 5. The show starts at 6. Then on Saturday, Kids in the Rotunda kicks off its first program of March with the Trinity Irish Dancers performing 3 times. These young dancers are known around the world for their flawless footwork, and this weekend they're passing along some of that knowledge to all of us. You can take free half-hour dance lessons between 10:15 and 11:45 Saturday morning. Live from Madison, it's Jay Farrow. I always wanted to say that. During his 6 years on SNL, Farrow became known for his impressions of Barack Obama, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. There are only a few tickets left to catch him at Comedy on State Street Saturday night. Right now, you can only get tickets for the 5:30 show directly through Comedy on State. And this is Madison, so you know there has to be live music. Sunday night, multi-instrumentalist Theo Katzman is performing at the Majestic Theater. Katzman fuses pop, jazz, funk, and indie rock. He's a former member of the American funk group Wolfpack and is said to put on an incredible live show. So don't miss him Sunday at 8:30. Lots of good food this weekend, too, from a chili cook-off at Essen House to Bachfest at the Great Dane, and, of course, the late winter market at Garver. Have a great weekend, Mark and Susan.
We will, Christina. Thank you. You can check out more events going on in the Madison area by picking up a copy of this month's Madison Magazine.
There's more to come at 4. A little later on, you'll get a chance to get your pet questions answered live.
And tonight at 5, how area gyms are trying to prevent the spread of coronavirus and the flu. That's tonight at 5.
I suffered with psoriasis for so long.
I felt gross. People were afraid I was contagious.
I was covered from head to toe. I was afraid to show my skin.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. I wasn't covered anymore.
4 years clear.
5 years now.
I just look and feel better.
See me.
Cosentyx works fast to give you clear skin that can last. Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur.
I look and feel better with Cosentyx.
5 years is just crazy.
See me.
Ask your dermatologist if Cosentyx could help you move past the pain of psoriasis.
Right now at Steinhafels, get $300 in Steinhafels Instant Bonus Cash and free delivery with any Tempur-Pedic mattress set. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Steinhafels has the new Tempur-Breeze. With next-generation cooling technology, you'll sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. So sleep cooler, get 0% financing, $300 in Steinhafels Bonus Cash, and free next-day delivery with a new Tempur-Breeze mattress set. Only at Steinhafels and Steinhafels Mattress.
Here at Harker Heating and Cooling of Madison, we are proudly celebrating over 70 years of excellence. A lot can change in 70 years, but some things never do, like our commitment to providing our customers with 100% satisfaction every single day. When you make that call to Harker, you can rest assured that a team of qualified, trustworthy, skilled individuals are ready to address your home service concerns. Harker Heating and Cooling, your hometown heroes for over 70 years.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Pills. You crush them. Kind of. Kale. You eat it for breakfast. Sometimes. You go far to eliminate stubborn fat. But sometimes life gets in the way. Cool Sculpting takes you further. A non-surgical treatment that targets, freezes, and eliminates treated fat cells. For good. Discuss Cool Sculpting with your doctor. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Don't imagine results. See them. Cool Sculpting. Take yourself further.
Tonight at 5, there are over 170 cases of coronavirus in the U.S. We'll tell you what local gyms are doing to make sure they stay clean from the illness tonight at 5.
Rain and snow showers in London this evening. It'll be windy overnight, but Friday will be sunny and a little colder before a big weekend warm-up kicks in. My first warn forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, a new report shows social media accounts linked to Russia are already starting to disrupt the presidential race. We'll hear from political researchers tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
That's not in Minnesota.
That's why there's a
pause here.
A pregnant pause here while we're trying to figure out what we're looking at.
Downtown Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, with their time as royalty coming to a close, Harry and Meghan have returned to London.
The couple attended one of their final royal engagements honoring British veterans. Gwen Baumgartner reports from London.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex appeared in public for the first time since news broke of their plans to step back from Britain's royal family. Meghan flew in just hours earlier from Canada, where their son Archie remains. Brits weighed in on the couple's return.
I think they've got their own decisions to make, and it's up to them. However, I feel desperately sorry for the Queen.
I support them 100%. Yeah, they're free people and they can make their own decisions in life.
Meghan and Harry were in town to attend the annual Endeavour Fund Awards, which celebrates the achievements of sick and injured service members.
I think that just shows more about him than anyone else, the fact that he's not a part of the royal family but still wants to continue supporting the country.
Please give a big, warm Scottish welcome to Harry.
Harry, who insists on dropping Prince from his title, previously served in the British Army and says he's committed to helping fellow veterans. Only a few days ago, he appeared alongside John Bon Jovi to raise money for the Invictus Games, which also helps service members.
He's a wonderful young man, who has served his nation, both in and out of uniform.
Just last month, Queen Elizabeth announced the couple cannot use the word royal in any branding moving forward. Harry and Meghan are expected to carry out their final royal engagement at Westminster Abbey alongside Prince William, Prince Charles, and the Queen next week. A family reunion before beginning their new lives in Canada. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, London.
And Harry and Meghan will also attend the Mountbatten Festival of Music at the Royal Albert Hall on March 7th. And the following day, the Duchess will mark International Women's Day.
Prince Harry and his wife Meghan will officially give up their titles at the end of this month.
Interesting. All right, it's time to pick up the phone and get your pet questions answered.
If you have a question for Dr. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care, call now. The number is 270-9933. There she is. She's standing by, waiting to talk to you. Call now, and we'll take your calls right after the break.
Grace. Of course, it's been a trusted brand for over 40 years, and now they're starting a brand new service. We have Tasha Robinson here joining us today. So, Age at Home by a Grace is what?
Age at Home by a Grace is a high-quality personal care program that specializes in housekeeping, companion care, running errands, a chore service.
And a Grace really has been compassionate end-of-life services for so long, but Age at Home is very different.
Age at Home is more personal care.
And I'm really excited. I have this fancy Age at Home shirt, so I get to play a caregiver today, and we're gonna go see Terry. What are some of the things that we need to help Terry with?
Today we're going to help Terry with a sandwich. He likes to have a sandwich prepared for him so that he can have it later on in the day. We also help remind him to take his medications. So those are the services we will provide for him today.
And you are hiring for those exact caregivers because you have a lot of people who are looking to have this service here in Dane County.
Yes, we are. We're always looking for caregivers. We have part-time hours, a very flexible schedule, and we have awesome clients to work with.
Tasha, who could benefit from a service like Age at Home?
Anyone in the community, anyone who needs personal care services, chore services. If you are just being discharged from the hospital and you need someone to come in and maybe make a bed for you, walk your dog, because we have pet services as well. If you need assistance with errands, we can do that. So anyone that needs help.
How are you at cards? Because I'm pretty competitive.
So am I.
Oh boy, here we go. If you are looking for any personal or companion care, please keep Age at Home by a Grace in mind. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed in Madison.
I didn't choose this exact type of metastatic breast cancer, but I did pick clarity by knowing I have a treatment that goes right at it.
Discover Piqray, a treatment that specifically targets PIK3CA mutations in HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC. Piqray is taken with fulvestrant after progression on hormone therapy and helps people live longer without disease progression. Do not take Piqray if you've had severe allergic reactions to it or any of its ingredients. Piqray can cause serious side effects, including severe allergic and skin reactions, high blood sugar levels and diarrhea that are common and can be severe, and pneumonitis. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms of severe allergic reactions or high blood sugar while taking Piqray. Your doctor will monitor your blood sugar before and during treatment, and more often if you have type 2 diabetes. Before starting, tell your doctor if you have a history of diabetes, skin reactions, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Common side effects include rash, nausea, tiredness, weakness, decreased appetite, mouth sores, vomiting, weight loss, hair loss, and changes in some blood tests. Ask your doctor about Piqray.
Well, it is traffic time now. Let's go ahead and show you the Beltline at Park Street. This is where we're seeing that volume on the increase, and things are certainly slow moving. This is the westbound lane. Things are moving a little bit better in the eastbound side of the highway there, but nonetheless, the Beltline slowdowns are certainly here and doing their normal thing. 21 miles per hour once you begin to pass Verona Road, 35 miles per hour a little bit closer towards Fish Hatchery, and then once you get closer to Rimrock, that's where we start to see that traffic volume get a little bit lighter and the speeds increase as well. So that's where you're moving about 50 miles per hour right now. Outbound John Nolan, right as you begin to intersect with North Shore there, you're seeing some slowdowns. Also Regent Street, as you begin to approach Park, you're seeing some slowdowns there, and the same typical slowdowns on Johnson and University. Folks, just make sure you use your patience as you begin to head out. That slowest route right now is the typical one. That will be the eastbound Beltline from Verona Road to John Nolan. That'll take you 8 minutes with an average speed of 34 miles per hour.
All right, Chris, thank you. Watch what happens when law enforcement meets claw enforcement. An Indiana cop ended up in a standoff with an angry cat. The Greenwood officer was helping break up an argument when the feral cat attacked him. Police say the howling animal jumped on the officer, scratched and bit him, leaving him bleeding. Eventually, the little guy was collected by animal control officers. It's not a happy cat.
Listen to him.
It's not a happy
Oh, my
cat.
goodness.
All right, it's time to get your pet questions answered.
Dr. Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care on Monroe Street is with us once again. The number to call, 270-9933. Hi, Carrie.
Hi there.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Tick and flea season.
We are on a roll today, you and I. Oh, my goodness.
So it's time to treat your animals.
Oh my gosh, with the temperatures warming up, it's time to start thinking about getting your dog or cat, if they're going outside, on flea and tick preventative. And you know, I get a lot of questions about natural flea and tick preventative for animals. And there are options for animals who don't tolerate conventional treatments or pet owners who want to go a more natural route. Typically, they're essential oil-based sprays. They're not as convenient. It's not a once-a-month thing. You really have to do it every single day. But that is an option, too, for pets.
Is there a pill I could take, or is it still the juice on the back?
Well, no, you can do oral medications, you can do the topical on the back, and there are also, there's a collar that you can use that lasts for about 8 months. It's called the Seresto collar, and that actually works really well against ticks.
All right.
So a number of options.
All right, good to know. Let's get to the calls, and we'll start with Lori in Madison. Hi, Lori, what's your question?
Yeah, my question is, we have a 5-month-old kitten, and she was diagnosed yesterday with FIP. And I was just wondering, you know, there's not really a comprehensive test for it. It's just, you know, based on blood tests and the fluid in the abdomen. Is there anything that kind of mimics the fluid in the abdomen and the white count, increased white count and stuff like that?
You know, FIP, which is feline infectious peritonitis, and this is actually the coronavirus in cats. Cats have their own strain of coronavirus, and it presents as FIP. And this is a really difficult disease to kind of diagnose and treat, where fluid starts to build up in the abdomen. There's not really a known treatment that works for every cat. My recommendation is always to do what you can do to support the immune system, you know, in feeding a good quality food, you know, and using antibiotics to treat any bacterial infection that might go along with that. So it's a tough disease, and hopefully your cat does well.
Is there a strain of coronavirus that affects dogs?
There is. They have their own coronavirus, and typically it causes diarrhea in dogs. So, but nothing that humans can get from them.
It's not transferable. All right.
Right.
That's good to know.
Let's go to Christine in Madison. Hi, Christine.
Hi there. My question for you is, we have 4 German Shepherds and 2 Siberian Huskies. They are larger breed dogs, and actually 3 of them are suffering from stiff joints. My question is, do you recommend CBD or hemp oil? And if so, do you have a recommended brand?
That's a good question. And yes, I'm a big fan of CBD oil for animals for a variety of different issues. Any inflammation in the body, helping with any pain, anything like that, for a number of different things. But CBD oil you can get as the oil by itself. You can get it in a treat form. You can get it as a transdermal formulation. But what I would say, because there are so many different brands out there, so many places offering CBD oil, I would say talk to your veterinarian and see if they have a brand that they recommend. There are some really good brands that have done research studies in animals that I trust highly. So I would talk to your vet and find out a good brand from them.
It's going to be expensive for 4 big dogs,
Right.
or 6 big dogs.
Yes, I know.
All right. Let's go to Corrine in Arlington. Hi, Corrine.
Hi.
Hi,
I have a question about my cat. I have an inside-outside cat, and I also have feral cats on the outside. We live on a farmette. And my inside-outside cat has got ear mites. I did over-the-counter medication, and I also did medication from the vet, so it was prescribed. And it never really seems to go away. I don't know if he just keeps reinfecting himself, but do you have any ideas?
You know, my favorite treatment for ear mites in cats is, it's actually a flea preventative called Revolution. Is that something that you have tried? Oh, okay. So Revolution is a topical spot-on treatment. You put it on the back, lasts for a month, so it's going to prevent ear mites for a month, and it works really well at killing them. So that's what I'd say if you haven't tried that.
All right, good advice. We have another ear mite question from Mike in Dodgeville. Hi, Mike.
Hi, it's same sort of a question. I have a black lab, 6 years old, and we can't get rid of it in her ears. She's constantly shaking her ears. You got the bad yeast and smell in her ears. We've tried different antibiotics, or one antibiotic, I should say, from the vet. I've even tried, I heard, cider vinegar and water in there and keeping them clean, but I just can't. We can't get rid of it.
That's tough. I would say if you haven't tried that Revolution, think about doing that. But as you said, there may be a secondary, bacterial infection or yeast infection on top of it. My favorite ear treatment is by a brand called Zymox, and it's an enzyme formula and works really well for dogs and cats in battling bacterial and yeast infections on top of the ear mites.
All right. Let's go to Lori in Janesville. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
Yes, I have a question for you. I have a miniature dachshund who likes to eat bowel movements all the time, goes crazy for it. What do you suggest for that?
It's interesting why dogs or cats do things like this. But sometimes I think, maybe there is a dietary deficiency, and I usually recommend adding in probiotics and digestive enzymes. Sometimes that makes them not want to eat things like that anymore. So that might be something to try.
Is that something that you like sprinkle on their food or mix in their food?
Exactly, just mix right in with the food.
Okay, all right.
All right, Mike in Sun Prairie. Hi, Mike.
Hi there. Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a puppy that is about, he's a year and a half old, Chihuahua mix. And we've been trying to get him to go to the bathroom outside, and it's so hard, it's so cold out, he won't go out. Sometimes he does when it's warm, so we're just trying to figure out what we could possibly do.
Oh, house training, that's
House
a tough
training,
one.
not fun. Yeah, I know. And hopefully as the weather warms up, things will get a little bit easier. But if you do use those, kind of like those potty pads, moving them closer and closer to the door can make a difference. So they just kind of associate that going to the door and then working that into letting them outside.
And some breeds are harder than others.
I know.
Chihuahuas, I would think, are challenging.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Thank you for all of you for calling in. Carrie, thanks for coming on.
Great to see you, Carrie.
See you next month.
We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Roll playback.
Merle Norman Skintelligent is a skin balancing system enriched with probiotic technology. Skintelligent, the smart solution to healthy-looking, radiant skin. Free beauty picks with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products.
I wanted more from my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power of 1, 2, 3 medicines with Trelegy, the only FDA-approved once daily 3-in-1 COPD treatment.
Trelegy, the power of 1, 2, 3. Trelegy, 1, 2, 3. Trelegy.
With Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3, I'm breathing better. Trelegy works 3 ways: to open airways, keep them open, and reduce inflammation for 24 hours of better breathing.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Think your COPD medicine is doing enough? Maybe you should think again. Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy and the power of 1, 2, 3.
Trelegy, 1, 2, 3.
Save at Trelegy.com.
Spend more time on your health, not your drive to the gym. Anytime Fitness has 40 area locations, so they're close to home and work. Get more strength training, more cardio, and more coaching at Anytime Fitness. Now, get a 2-week membership at Anytime Fitness for just $2.
Merle Norman Skintelligent is a skin balancing system enriched with probiotic technology. Skintelligent, the smart solution to healthy-looking, radiant skin. Free beauty picks with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products.
Coming up Friday morning, we're looking ahead to a warm weekend before we spring ahead.
And about a month from Wisconsin's presidential primary, we'll tell you how UW students are trying to get their classmates excited and engaged in the process, starting at 4:30.
Wisconsin voters deserve the truth. I'm News 3 Now's Amy Reed. I'm breaking down political ads, explaining whose money is behind them and separating truth from misinformation. Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Maybe some flurries out there.
Yeah, that's possible. When I was out on the patio at the start of the show, as soon as the weather was over, I noticed a few.
Okay.
So I'm intrigued to walk outside in a few minutes. We'll keep that chance around tonight. Overnight lows fall down towards 26 degrees, but tomorrow that's going to be a little bit cooler. Folks, 38. It's going to be the coldest day that we've had around here in a while. And then we rebound in a wonderful way. 53 by Saturday, 61 for your Sunday. And notice those temperatures are staying well above average, but our averages are increasing by the middle of this forecast. Our average high is going to be right around 50.
61 on Sunday.
Wow.
Sun setting at 7 o'clock at night.
Sunday. Yes, I can't wait. We're looking
Break
forward
out the
to
shorts.
Sunday. I know.
And the Weber. All right, thank you, Chris. Tomorrow here on Live Before, we'll tell you how 1 hour on a bike can help groundbreaking eye research in Madison.
And our Michael Bruno goes backstage at Edgewood High School's production of The Sound of Music. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
After 30 years, Wisconsin Craft Market is closing its doors forever. Get unbelievable craft deals now. Shop our going out of business sale. Hurry in for the best selection at Wisconsin Craft Market.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase relieves your worst symptoms, including nasal congestion, which most pills don't. Flonase helps block 6 key inflammatory substances. Most pills only block 1. Flonase.
It's perfect. Thank you for choosing our home. Here's a list of our favorite spots to help you live like a local. And here is our Spectrum Wi-Fi password and a channel guide to help you settle in.
Did you say Spectrum?
Experience the fastest starting speeds for the price with Spectrum Internet. At 200 megabits per second, you'll enjoy faster surfing, streaming, and gaming. Switch to Spectrum Internet for $44.99 a month. Call 833-902-4499. Then lose yourself in the best in entertainment with more HD and more free on demand. With thousands of free titles to choose from and the best in live TV, there's always something on. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Plus, download the Spectrum TV app for more ways to watch. Call 833-902-4499.
It happened again. You guys were supposed to leave yesterday.
Is that my robe?
Is it?
Lose yourself in the best internet and TV with Spectrum. Switch now from $44.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 833-902-4499.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's 75th anniversary with the ultimate sale. We're throwing the ultimate party so you can save up to 55% off dozens of doorbusters throughout the store, including living rooms, bedrooms, and more. Then get the ultimate party favor. Take an additional 10% off our sale prices, plus 3 years financing with no interest charges. Plus, save big on sleep with the very best mattress deals on the best brands. Ultimate deals, ultimate selection, ultimate style. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
From kids to pets and parties, we'll lay the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 75 years. During our 75th anniversary event, standard carpet installation is just $75. Carpet 1 room, 3 rooms, even your whole house, and installation is only $75. Coyle Carpet 1 Floor and Home, locally owned and operated since 1945.
In today's Final Touch, San Francisco real estate is known worldwide, as you know, as extravagantly expensive.
But this takes it to a new level. This uninhabitable shack has been sitting empty for decades, but it sits on top of San Francisco's Potrero Hill, one of the city's most desirable neighborhoods. So this dilapidated, rotting, too dangerous to enter house just sold for $1.975 million.
Wow.
Okay, it's certainly not the shack, it's the lot. You're buying a one-of-a-kind view, and the new owners are planning to take full advantage of that. A 3-story home with 360-degree views of the Bay Area will be built